Yeah, I'm good at it.
Just because, I never had an interesting fellow.
I started the video. I'm gonna let it run.
Very interesting. What about it? Well, just, he's passed away, but I was reading up on him.
Yeah. He's been all over the news for 3 days.
He's busy.
He doesn't have to do with Depoe Bay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's never been here.
Plus, I don't write that for.
Yeah, good for his fingers. Right. Well, he will. We can say this.
How many you had? Always
Yes.
Depoe Bay City Council meeting will come to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome to our visitors. Would you call the roll, please, Jeff?
Callender,
Here.
Short,
Here.
Goddard,
Here.
Gambino,
Here.
Left,
Here.
Bates,
Here.
Grant.
All right.
We have a full council.
We have a quorum. Thank you. Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of October 2nd? By Goddard, seconded by Short. Any discussion?
Made a motion to approve a project and or a proposal. Didn't we include the amount, dollar amount for those? Because there's two of them we did this last time, and in the minutes it doesn't reflect the amount that was approved.
We would normally include the amount, yes.
Might have been a executive session.
If it was part of the
Yeah,
motion,
I
we
don't
would.
think it's that big a deal.
But see, that's not what.
Well, but I think you're right, for the record, we can, do you mind amending the motion to include the addition of those $2 amounts?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
we've just amended
I think
the motion so that it includes those $2 amounts, and that is something to watch.
Short,
Yes.
Goddard,
Yes.
Gambino,
yes.
Left,
Yes.
Bates,
Yep.
Grant.
All right.
It's a public works company that we buy
Supplies.
municipal items from.
Any more questions? Do I hear a motion?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, you made the motion.
I'll second.
Seconded by. Yes.
Bates,
Yep.
Grant, Callender,
Yes.
Short.
Yes.
So
Motion
moved.
is passed. And thank you again.
Mhm.
Special orders. Do we have anything? No? Okay, let's move on to reports of officers, boards, or standing committees. Salary survey subcommittee.
Yes, we got a report from Ruth, and looks like it's progressing pretty well. She thinks the project should be on track for ending
Harbor funding subcommittee.
Ryan, subcommittee member, Harvard, I guess. I had a drone picture taken. Area behind the check dam and the fuel dock. And this is going to be this is a much larger picture than I'm going to ask Lauren and Liz to maneuver. I don't think, this is just too big. We don't want Lauren saying, hey, Senator White, would you hold up this end, hold up this end?
I don't have a problem with
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Actually, I'm not sure it's not a good idea.
well, maybe. Anyhow, people, they're going, most of the people they're gonna see back there haven't a clue what we're talking about. And so this will show them what the problem is, where the problem is, and why we need the dredging and the clean out behind the check dam.
Yeah.
Great.
And you can, in this particular one, you can see the silt.
Yeah, you can see this, and normally this right here is water.
Yeah.
So all this is filled in, there's even trees growing in.
Yes, Jerome.
Okay, so really, we've been on a 5-year cycle. The way I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, great. The Corps has told us that behind the cofferdam is our responsibility.
No,
No?
no, we've looked into that. They said we could dredge that. They didn't have the funding for it. Normally they do it every 10 years. They did not do it when it was time to be done. They said if you want to get the upland permitting, there's a lot of red tape to go through it, and you flip the bill, but we need to know where that stuff's going. And by the way, the reeds need to go in a refuge. You know, you just can't take everything and dump it. It had to be specific, and then all permitted. So that being said, we looked into a little bit of what it would take, and it wasn't
Wasn't
affordable.
okay.
It was quite expensive
Okay.
for the disposal.
So have we approached the Army since the Corps
Yeah, so now it's on the burner to, along with every 5 years we get it dredged, and it's the added, that's $500,000, so that's the 500,000 to do the bay. Now the extra 300 or 75,000 is for this amount is in there. Before it was just for dredging, every 5 years, just for dredging.
Right.
So,
The funding has not been approved by Washington.
Right, we've got a good chance.
We don't know. We're gonna hope that the effort that's gonna be made next week, people going back to talk to a number of people back in Washington will convince them that we need money. They need to release the funds, $878,000.
Budget doesn't mean the funds are available. It just means it's listed in the budget, but use of the funds would still have to be approved.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
He said people going back, did we approve that?
Yes, we did.
Oh, okay, I
No.
thought we approved them coming up with a budget.
Point of order.
Oh,
I
maybe
don't-
I missed.
We allow, at the last meeting that I was attended, we allowed the subcommittee to go forward. We didn't approve monies to do this.
No, they're supposed to bring us a budget tonight,
Yeah.
which they are.
Oh,
Okay, so,
Yeah.
because I've got some, well, we'll just deal with it as it comes up on the agenda.
Any other questions I could answer? We'd be glad to. Otherwise,
Okay, I think now is the moment to deal with it. Do you have the budget?
no,
Mayor, we do have a budget here, it's $2,702 to fly Lauren and Liz Martin to Washington DC, and we've got appointments set up to talk to all of the representatives, and
there is.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so there is a video. Okay, so, when you're second?
Yeah.
Yes.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, discussion, yes.
Correction on the amount, it was $3,072.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Did,
Okay.
did you second? Okay, sorry.
Oh, that's because Dorinda is going along, but she is paying her own
Got it.
expenses.
Okay, good. And the other thing is the airfare, did I understand that because of the late timing on it, we had to get first class on one of the trips? No, it's all.
The city is paying for coach fares. I have paid for the upgrades.
Very good. Excellent, thank you.
Any further discussion? Jerome?
Ladies first. Yep, raise their hand.
Oh, okay, it just is a lot of money, and what do you think the chances are? Whether we'll have any success or not, but what are we predicting the chances? And also, do we know for sure that these, the senators and the others that you're going to speak to will be there and listening?
We know that they have made appointments. We know that the Washington offices are very good about keeping appointments with constituents.
Okay.
We know from the experience of Lauren and Dorinda Goddard having gone a year ago, that when they go, they came back and were successful. So we have one successful. We also know that lobbying in the offices in Washington is the single most effective way of getting that money loosened up.
Also been told that very thing by representatives from Merkley's office, Wyden's office, Schrader's office, etc.
And they're also working with Ray Hooper, who is setting up the meetings and so forth.
If what we're trying to do is convince certain lawmakers, and I don't know who is on the agenda, yeah, I also share Councilwoman Calendar's doubts going into one of the very important election and the distraction that it brings. What lawmakers are going to be available and what power they have to vote any different than is already slated to vote. I think that, so if and it's at the 11th hour, I mean, this seems like an untimely choice to go and lobby Washington on the money, and if this vote is not taken before the midterms coming up on the first Tuesday in November, we're really not sure who's going to be voting, who's going to be the majority or not at that time, and who we lobby, for it. So, it's just, I think that it's ill-conceived and ill-timed.
Okay.
May
Yes,
I,
yes, you may.
One of the offices that they're going to visit is the Office of Management and Budget. There is a harbor maintenance trust fund to which Depoe Bay does not contribute because they don't have the tonnage and so forth. Big harbors pay for it. There is a $9 billion amount in that trust fund. And instead of being used for harbors, it's being used to visited about getting this money released. And there is a 60-day window, and this visit next week will be well within that 60-day window to get this accomplished, according to all the information that we've gotten from Washington.
I think it's a fait accompli. In other words, a decision has already been made, Jack, and if the entourage goes to Washington and
Anyone else have any? Yes.
I recall, we were thinking about doing this very same thing, and, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was about 4 years ago. It was same kind of thing. Should we, shouldn't we, is the timing right? And we hemmed and hawed and wasted a lot of time, and we never did anything about it. I think this is a drop in the bucket for the gamble of what it could result in. If you want to call it a gamble, so be it. I think it's a wise decision.
Anyone else? Yes.
I don't see an alternative. If we do nothing, assuredly, nothing will happen. And I welcome suggestions
But
that
before
would
we
be
do that,
positive.
I'd like to hear from people who have not spoken.
$1,000 to get 800.
So, to me, I believe I will vote yes for it, but to me, it is truly like buying a lottery ticket and you're playing the odds. I think it will be nice to have heroes, local heroes, if it works out. If it's not, we'll just forget that it ever happened. But there is a certain chance that it
Wait, we're waiting for the.
Try to spend, what, $3,000-4,000?
Didn't show up on the budget that year to get it, but we weren't slated to get it until the following year. They wanted to go to Washington and yada, 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 and they didn't. The next year we got dredging. They didn't go to Washington. It's something that's gonna happen. I mean, and here we've got, that's why we elect Schrader. That's why we elect White. Our other senator.
Okay.
Instead, those are our representatives, and we have this, the League of Oregon Cities, and all these people are already lobbying for us there, okay? We've made known our needs there. I just don't see, I think that, this is just my opinion again, and based upon past experience, we're either gonna get it or we're not.
Right.
So the motion On the table is to approve a budget of $3,072 for Councilman Goddard and Liz Martin to go to Washington to lobby for Gambino.
Yes.
Left,
Yes,
Bates,
Yep.
Grant,
Yeah.
Short,
Yes.
Goddard,
Yes.
did you forget the calendar?
Calendar.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Deb.
And we'll look forward to a full report when we get back.
So, do we have the money in the budget? Okay, and so, as part of the, motion, did we, again, this came up at the beginning of the meeting, did we approve a dollar amount? I don't think it, was it in the motion?
Okay. Let's move on now, the Depoe Bay KGB Wastewater Advisory Committee. Who's gonna talk about that?
I'll let you take that.
We met. We had a 45-minute meeting, which was very quiet and polite. We filled in the KGB folks on when I'm just.
Biosolids dewatering unit.
Thank you. When the biosolids dewatering unit was going to be completely installed, they asked to reopen negotiations to change the billing method for them. Which happens in just about every meeting. And we scheduled the next meeting for January something, 8th, I think. Yeah. It was a very okay. Public comments. Who from out there would like to come forward and speak? Okay. Let's move on to the harbor update. Brady?
So the kids zone building, the outbuilding that's on skids showed up today. It's quite large, needs a coat of paint that the kids zone is going to supply the. They're going to get some kind of heavy duty stain to put on it. It's a cedar building with pressure treated wood. It's really nice. It's a little bit bigger than we thought. We may put it in a different area that's in the same kind of the same general area, but it actually kind of sticks out a little bit further than we thought originally. And so that being said, we're going to try to integrate a fish cleaning facility and maybe put it there and then kind of move things around. But other than that, it's easy to move. It's not real heavy, but it should hold all the boats, and we'll have plenty of storage for containment boom, all kinds of extra emergency spill response equipment that we're not normally able to hold down there. We were storing it in electric panel room, which the fire chief really wanted us to not do, which we have moved that out. It's in the bus barn or in the wastewater plant building. So we'll get some of that equipment back down there. As far as the projects are moving along, the guys are doing the finger pier removal, and the real fish. The weather's been really great, and the barge holders and transient holders have been really good about kind of working with us this year. And as far as the pilings go, remember we're going to get quotes on doing maybe just because we had it in the funding to do this year in our budget to do maybe one dock. So I'm trying to get 2 to 3 bids. 3 is actually where our bid should be at for 3 good price quotes. I've got 2 for 2 different companies that do the piling driving. So actually the repair ones, and if it's dock 3, that would include those 3 that are bad or in dock 3. So still working on the quotes. Roy's doing a pretty good job, our harbor master of scheduling for these guys to come down. So I'll be able to meet with them during the week, and it's just really busy because of the weather, and it's hard to get these guys down here to give us price quotes because it's usually these companies that is ran by an owner or something, and they're the ones that come down and want to do the bid quotes. So again, dredging is the other red flag, so
Okay, thank
hopefully
you,
we'll know more about that.
thank you.
Okay.
Move on to new business now, we have a couple of complaints to deal with.
Yes.
Hedge height, Patty King. Want to take a seat up here, Patty? And if you would sign in, please. Where's yours?
Yeah, it's just I'm fairly new a resident in Depoe Bay. And,
Do you want to tell us where you live?
I live at 49 Northeast Lane Street. And I'm a fairly new resident in Depoe Bay. I bought a condo here about 3 years ago. Been here for the last 2 summers. And, there's a hedge across the street from my residence that was very small when we first moved in. And it's now, in places 8.5 feet tall, in other places 8 feet tall. And I'm just concerned whether or not there's a height ordinance for hedges in the area, because it does take away some views in from our condo, where we live across from Pirates Cove.
Council has pictures. So do you want to tell us, Jeff, about the ordinance and what it says?
You have a copy of the ordinance in front of you, and we'll quote section 3. In residential area, fences, hedges, and walls extending above the finished grade of an approved dwelling may be located within required yards, but shall not exceed 3 1/2 feet in height in any required front yard which abuts a street other than an alley or any street side yard, or as otherwise provided for in this ordinance. Now, this hedge that she's talking about is right alongside the sidewalk. So it is clearly
Well, the question is because that's not a residential area.
That's a commercial area, but it's ODOT's
Commercial.
right of way. Also, they gave me a call in July regarding this hedge. And they said that they had issues with it because it was for view. And I said, well, I know that we really can't cut trees and or brush down just to create a view. It is in our ordinance, but it is also their call because it's on their right of way. And usually when I have to cut and or remove something in the lawn, we have to get their approval, permits, a lot of red tape. But I don't know, it was planted there, probably by somebody in the building there that it runs into, which could be, there used to be a coffee shop there. The Pirates Cove condominiums, it was also known as the Archer property, the gentleman that owned that. It may have been planted, it's Escalonia, it grows really crazy on the coast. So, you know, it's something that possibly ODOT could, if you talk to the right person with ODOT, they would remove it. But again, they called me and asked me the same question, and I just told them about the restricted height ordinance, but it also fell into the actual dealings with view, a view. And there's another ordinance we have that it's not in front of me, but talks about the city not able to create a view just for the purpose of that. So you can't cut trees down just so someone can have a view on public
contacted ODOT recently, and I did get a permit to cut down another bush that was behind that hedge. Because it's, part of the property by the sidewalk by the owner that owns those.
Right away, so from the sidewalk, the edge of the curb, from the asphalt and the curb of the sidewalk is 20 feet to the west is ODOT's right of way. So it goes quite a ways back.
Yeah.
So
that's
is the hedge
obviously-
within that right of way?
Yeah, it's within the 20 feet.
So it's ODOT's hedge then?
Yeah, it's their
Whether-
call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would need to get a hold of ODOT, or just go back to them and ask them, since I have been working with them already on another permit for taking some other bushes down there that were on their property, that they were originally taking down.
Right.
We had got them to take it down before, and then all of a sudden, they're now making us pay to have it taken down.
Do you have a contact at ODOT that you
I
work
do.
with?
I do have. There's the maintenance crew from Ona Beach,
Well,
but
it
we
might
can try to
be
get
helpful
the number
to
two.
put you
Yeah,
in touch with the folks you know.
absolutely. I can get you some numbers. But yeah, if you just tell them that you talked to the city, you talked to the city council, and they're kind of just letting ODOT make the call.
Well, yeah, we
They'll-
can't make the call because it's on ODOT property. So ODOT has to make the call.
Okay.
It's kind of confusing.
Well, they've been very cooperative with us, with the other bushes. Yes, I'm assuming they'll probably help us out.
Anyone have any questions? Yes?
May I answer your question?
Oh,
Dan
I'm sorry.
DiBernardi planted ahead. The guy that owns that property, the red house and the
Oh,
big
okay.
barn.
Okay, but since it's on ODOT the ODOT right of way, ODOT is now responsible for it, so, okay. Jerome?
So, Brady, maybe it's because they weren't clear, that is ODOT on their response. So, are they of a mind to cut the hedge, or are they of a mind to put it in the city council and they'll go ahead with anything we recommend? Are they looking to us for guidance?
No, they'll actually tell the person that they would either submit a permit to go ahead and cut the hedge, or just a verbal okay, or something in writing. I would ask for something in writing, so they come back and if say there's any red tape, or get a person's name.
Right, well,
Document
you said they gave you a permit.
Document for one tree.
We've gotten one permit already recently, in fact,
Or something different
they're
though?
doing some work there tomorrow for us also. They're coming back and doing some grinding work for us tomorrow.
Okay.
So, yeah, that would be the best one, to just say that it's in your right of way, and, we're asking for it to be removed. It depends on how you word it.
Well, I'll just tell them that I did come here first, and that I've been recommended there because of this. I wasn't sure which way to go. If I was told by you guys, yes, there is, it should be down lower, according to your ordinance in the city, it should be.
No, you're assuming wrong, okay?
Okay.
Because Brady brought up the fact that it's not on residential property.
Oh, it's not on
Yeah.
residential.
So.
So is there nothing that says for commercial?
Brady, could you reiterate your stance on that?
I'd have to do a little research, but on commercial properties, I believe it's around the same. You can't have high overgrown stuff, but it may be worded differently. If it's, because commercial zoning is not as stringent as residential.
Right. What I'm getting for, Brady, correct me if I'm wrong, is that, but there is an ordinance that says we can't cut a tree or something else to create, so that.
Create a view. That's a
Yes,
given,
that's-
yes. That is
Okay, okay, so there isn't a view part of it, but there is, so if I go to ODOT, so it would be their call how far they would let us cut it down.
Yes, it is there.
I mean, I'm not asking for it to be, I mean, either brought down to 6 feet at a level like fence level, You know, supposed to be fine. I'm not asking for it to be, I mean, even 3.5 feet, I wouldn't mind if it
You
was
really
6.
missed your window. Do you have something to add to this discussion
Yes.
quickly?
Do I need to?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you need to come up here and sign in.
In the
Oh,
public
I'm
record.
sorry. I'm sorry. My name is Linda Phillips. I live in the same complex that Patty does. And what I wanted to say is in 2012, I was actually on the Parks Commission, and I went after ODOT to get all the buildings down there beyond the guardrail. It grows up to where right now people are standing on the guardrail trying to take pictures. And they came and cleared it. But, so when Patty was bringing up the same point, I gave her my file, and there was a guy, I think his name was Danny, I can get it, but anyway, he's not there anymore. And the people that she talked to gave her a lot of trouble, you know, and said, oh.
When you mentioned that they are coming out to do some grinding, is they ODOT or is it a?
Required us to get, ODOT required a permit and also required for us to use an arborist.
Okay, so it's a private contractor.
Exactly.
All clear now with this?
Let me just ask a question. Does that 3.5 feet on a hedge apply to any hedge? Because this Escaloni or whatever it is all over town in hedges, and the one in front of my house is certainly more.
Residential areas, it's 3.5.
Okay, but nobody's enforcing that, right?
No, but I'm the compliance officer. So.
Oh!
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. All right, the next item on the agenda is a noise issue in Stonebridge. Who is going to?
Yeah, we're gonna talk we were gonna talk a little bit, so I'll just, so there's been a resident with, some issues with loud noise late at night, late hours. The, sheriff's been out there several times. I have 2 written complaints by, a neighbor in the area that lives in Stonebridge. And, just letting the, city council know that we do have in our ordinance that it is a $500 fine, on top of him already receiving a $500 fine and a ticket from Lincoln County. Because Lincoln County has an ordinance code too that they can enact in Depoe Bay along with that. So, what I was doing was bringing this up because it's become kind of a problem. One, to let the council know and have it on record that if any more continues, I will be asking the council to take further legal action, possibly enacting a fine approval from the council also.
If I read our ordinance correctly, we can charge $500 for
Each incident after that, yes, absolutely. So it depends on how we have our legal firm, say it would be Corey, so if we tell Corey this is how we want it, if each person, then yes, but if it's one, it just depends. So, at this point, I think, we are going to see if, it occurs. I've been getting a hold of, or the county deputy deputy meter's been getting a hold of me. Let him know that if it occurs again, to let me know, and by the next meeting, I'll have that on record for the council to maybe move forward with further action. And I think that's, we also talked to the, OHA for Stonebridge, and they're really concerned with it too. And they also have some, fines that they could levy too, so. And I think they're very concerned too, and it's become a real issue with, the area and upsetting the neighborhood, and, normally it's a really nice, quiet, peaceful neighborhood, one of the newer neighborhoods in Depoe Bay. It's worked out very well.
Is it within the Stonebridge, HOA and PUD now? Land development.
Yes.
So do they have a board?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, there's-
And so, was the board approached with this complaint? They were. And so have they,
They've been in contact with me.
okay, and have they been in contact with the source of the
Yes,
complaint?
the complainant and
The ones that is in the buildings. is what
Yes,
I'm
they
saying.
have. Yes,
And-
he's very
and-
forward and just, he's, should be handled by Lincoln County Sheriff's Deputy, if any.
Okay.
So, and they're handling it so far.
Yes, Robert?
I actually have 3 different questions, but they can be answered very briefly.
Okay.
Number one, are we certain that the citation charge will be $500 originally?
From the county?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I have from the sheriff's office, from the paperwork. And there should be a copy for you.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Well, not the citation.
Let's talk about something.
So,
It's on the
we-
first
is it-
page here, at the bottom.
Go
I will
ahead.
be issuing a citation for.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, there's not a copy of the citation.
Oh, I got you.
So I didn't know it was 500. Okay, I imagine it's probably too early to know what the disposition is on this citation, because it seems to me
That's why we're going to keep the, this, hot in the coal, so we know if there's any more issues that we know to.
So I was gonna say, and I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but I would suggest that we have officer, whoever it is, let us know, because he'll know what the disposition is
Would-
going forward.
Okay, would the council like me to, if there is another incident, to just move forward with getting, something out from our attorney?
Well, more than that, I think is, well, that's up to the council, but for me, more than that is to be notified when we know of any kind of news about this. I don't know if we can follow the case number, or if Corey can do that, I don't know. But
Yeah, I know that the one neighbor will email me. And also, I'm sure the HOA will let me know.
Well, I mean about the progress of the site.
Oh, yeah,
In
that,
other words,
I could get a follow-up to
Please
that and let the council know by next meeting. So I'll follow up on the current citation. And it just follows suit right into the trauma unit, right, is that through here? That's the next one.
I want to make
Okay.
sure that there's no other discussion on the noise complaint.
Yeah, and it was a very vulgar conversation, and I turned it right over to it was a verbal conversation, and I immediately contacted Deputy Meter.
The fact is, at this point, it's a law enforcement issue.
Yeah, but my question is, then I'll rephrase it. Do we have it in writing? Has the city sent anything to this guy to let him know that he's in violation of city ordinances and that he could possibly have this happen or this happen or
Now,
this happen?
Brady was
Yeah.
just saying a minute ago that he was preparing
That's-
that correspondence right now.
Right, and so I just stopped it immediately because I'm told to. And I said there's gonna be a ordinance violation, you're gonna get further, legal action from the city council. And then there was an incident after that, and then that's when I just decided to turn it right around and leave and call the deputy.
Okay.
So-
But your intention is to put it in writing and.
That would go to the attorney. Write a letter stating that he's gonna be.
Okay, because that's my concern, that he knows that this is being,
Yeah, I believe he knows that it's on the city council's, the level of the city, the HOA and the Lincoln County. He's got all three.
Thank you, yeah.
Hold on, I'm just to
Excuse
coordinate
me,
this.
excuse me. I'll call on Jerome if you don't mind. Jerome?
There. So that, I understand this correctly, is that there is going to be a violation issue.
There already is by the county.
Okay, right, by that would be the county sheriff's.
Right.
And there's a bond recommendation on there, is it $500?
He's got to coordinate.
He's got to coordinate, so the court will decide at that time, or it'll be put off how much the,
And there's a step, right, and the deputy did a pretty good job of stating all the above.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah, there's a lot, yes.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Deputy Meter's doing a really good job staying on
So,
top of
in
this.
answer to your question, this has been documented and a violation is already issued.
That's from the
Yeah.
sheriff's department.
Yeah, but they're doing this, as, basically with our from the city. They wouldn't have moved on this except probably for us.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Joe's concern is that he wants to make sure that it's on all levels, and I believe in this.
It
Because
is,
everybody seems to be on,
absolutely.
and we're all communicating.
Yeah, because I think that it's important that,
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
All in.
Peer pressure, is that what you're saying? A
pardon?
little bit of peer pressure?
Well, I don't think we. Not
Yeah,
yours.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good deal,
Thank you, thank you,
You
Jerry.
bet.
Okay, let's move on now, and, you wanna talk about the trauma unit?
Okay, so, the Stonebridge HOA, I came up with an idea. I was talking to, Susan's husband, he's a Coast Guard, and we were in the bus barn and we were talking about, the cash and the emergency supplies and stuff, and I was needing to be addressed that we have stored in our trailer. It's quite large. It's a little bit larger than the one that we really need in the trailer. Not knowing this when we got it, here come these gigantic, 7 of these gigantic duffel bags. So, and they're quite heavy, but they're definitely needed. It's just that we can't store them in the emergency trailer. I need more of a user-friendly unit like that would fit our trailer for. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff in it. A unit here I got for an example that I could get through a company that we purchase our supplies from the municipality. It's around $261. The other unit needs to be gone through. There's several flashlights. There's batteries that need to be rotated, maybe hydrogen peroxide. But the bags can be stored up at the Stonebridge cache that. There's a lot of gauze, there's Band-Aids, but stuff needs to be gone through, and they're willing to go through it and audit the products in there, because like I said, we purchased it quite a while ago.
Yeah, some of it's aging, I know.
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion to that effect?
I'd like to make a motion, but I'm not sure how to craft it, but, so.
They said, they said that they would go through it. And audit everything.
Okay.
Because it's not a lot of stuff that needs, it's mainly batteries, and possibly check some of the stuff. It needs to just be checked.
So I guess my concern is not what probably others were thinking, but just the opposite. I don't want to see the HOA incur some incredible or a monument, a sizable sum to rejuvenate these when the city purchased to begin with.
Right.
Perhaps we can do that.
I don't think so. Like I said, the only thing I really see that's really perishable in there is batteries. It should be gone through though, just to see if they're, I mean, a lot of it's gauze, stuff that there's space blankets, there's all kinds of items. It's a 1,000-person trauma unit, so, there's a lot of stuff in there.
And what we can do is the motion can include, wording to the effect that that we authorize Brady to move the trauma unit up to the cache, and we authorize the HOA to go through and then to come back to council with a list of what they think it needs and
What
what
she said.
There you go. I like that.
That's my motion.
Do I hear a second?
And
Don't understand how the finance, it's something we thought was
Yeah.
city money.
It was safety money that we got from a grant.
Oh,
County.
okay, but it was our money, and then we're giving it to a nonprofit, right? The cash
I
to the nonprofit?
believe it's a community cash, I don't know. is
Okay.
that- I don't
So
know.
how do we do that on the books?
It's for the entire community.
That cache is there
Yeah, I know.
for
we-
citizens of Depoe Bay, so it's citizens of Depoe Bay, so.
Oh, okay, so it's okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
not an
Okay.
issue.
It's not really
Okay.
going.
It's because they're gonna save our butts.
We're
It's a
just
fair
kind of moving
question.
it,
Right.
we're moving it up on the hill, which I
Okay, so
believe
we're
is a good.
moving it, it's still ours, but
Yes.
they're on the guardians of it.
Callender,
Yes.
Short,
Yes.
Goddard,
Yes.
Gambino.
Yes.
Good, motion's passed. Okay.
Okay, great.
Correspondence.
Been a light couple weeks.